All right, guys, here we go. So I'm going to show you guys how I developed trust with my brand, where I started to where I am now, and how this has not been luck, but this has been strategy. All right. This is something that you guys can as well do for your business in a way lesser amount of time than it took me to do this. Right. I was throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks for a long time. I didn't have a real strategy at first. And when I'd have a video do really well, I'd always stop posting. I would book up my schedule with business, but I would stop posting, and then the second things started to slow down, then I try to go and start posting again and build it back up, right? So that is one of the most common mistakes I see people make, but this is how I've learned to use social media to continuously grow my brand and grow my business, and this is how I've done it firsthand. So here, right here, you see these screenshots. This is from my TikTok account. This is where I started posting content. This is 9/8/2020. My first post, and it was the same as most other tattoo artists, just a stencil and then a final tattoo. I had 0 clients. I was making custom shoes and I started posting them, and I sold a few pairs, and I realized, okay, I can make money online. So if you look at my first post, it was this video of me peeling off a stencil and then the final tattoo, right? Which is what most artists do nowadays. Then, as you can see, these videos have 10,000, 11,000 views, but that's only because later on my videos started getting millions of views, and then your older videos start to gather views as people start to realize you're posting, you're old, you have other content up. When you get like a million views on a video, you'll look at the past 5 videos you posted or the past 10 videos you posted are going to skyrocket in views because people are going to want to watch the other content you're putting out. So that's the only reason these things have as many views as they have, because over the years people have gone down and seen my first videos I've ever uploaded. So can't clearly see my face. There's videos of my dog tattooing, simple stuff. Custom vans. Quickly started posting these custom vans I was making. Guys, I literally had $500, maybe max at the time. No car, riding a motorcycle, living in an efficiency, paying month to month from some lady I found on Facebook Marketplace. Like, I had no money. Like, I was really struggling to get by. So I started doing custom shoes, right? And I got a few orders, and I realized that my videos weren't going viral. I probably had like 20, 30,000 views on a couple of these shoe videos, but I got a few good orders. And even though I was only making like $100 here and there on these shoes, it was worth it for me at the time because that money made a huge difference in what I was bringing in monthly, because I knew I needed to stay busy. I had 0 tattoo clients, 0. I would sit in the tattoo shop doing nothing all day. So then, as you can see in 2021, this is 2020. This is already a few months into posting. So I'm already a few months into posting, and I finally posted a video, and I said, well, so first, before I posted these types of videos, I saw someone was making tattoo apprentice videos in like the hood, and he had some motion, so I knew I could do the same, right? So this kid had like a Charger scat pack. I remember it like yesterday, and he was like, "Oh, I'm a tattoo apprentice in Philly," and he fell off. I don't know what happened to him, but I saw his videos and I was like, holy shit, like I could do this. And I knew he was getting clients from it because I seen how many people were engaging with the videos, and he was tagging his location and people were inquiring. I could see it in the comments. So I made a video that said, my boy got no tats and told me he wanted to sleeve with clouds like Justin Bieber. So this is actually true. My friend literally told me he wanted to sleeve with clouds like Justin Bieber, and we did this on him when he was my roommate when I was learning how to tattoo. So this was all work I did in my apartment in Tallahassee, right? I basically learned how to tattoo on my friend. So I started making content like this, just describing what my client wanted and the final result. I wasn't making skits. I wasn't doing extra shit. I did make a couple skits in the beginning of my career, but I quickly realized that there was 0 turnover to clients when you did that type of content. This type of content brought me a lot of clients. So then I started booking tattoos, right? I started charging $400 a day, and I was tattooing here and there. Started making maybe $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month at that time, and I was so fucking stoked. I started grinding the social media. I knew it could pay off, right? So through shoes, through these beginning videos, tattooing, sharing the only sleeve. This is the only sleeve at the time I'd ever done. I have so many artists I work with and people I work with who are like, I don't have that much work and this and that. Like, I don't take many videos of my stuff. Bro, I had one sleeve I had ever done, and I was posting it over and over and over again, making content about it. So that's where I started. Then where I went from there was I started building clientele, and my goal was to make $1,000 a day. Compound interest is major when posting online. So I just kept posting, and I kept running leads to a centralized location from all of my social media platforms. So I started posting on Instagram, started posting on TikTok, same videos I started posting across both those platforms. And from there, I started telling people to hit me up, text my phone number for bookings. if you look at my old videos here, I didn't even have like a way for people to reach me. I was just hoping they would find my Instagram and DM me or something. So after 2 to 3 years of grinding the social media, I started to hire others and introduce them to how I was growing my business for free. I started helping other people grow their business. I just started telling friends about what I was doing because people were obviously asking me how I was growing my business. I told all my buddies that I was making TikToks. I showed them how I was making TikToks, and I started helping other people do it just because I wanted them to know what the sauce was, because people were clearly starting to see me over this time. I started doing more and more repetition, and as you can see, this is 2021. During 2021, I finally started to get some traction. This is about a year and a half after 2021, December 2021. So that is, when was this first screenshot taken? 2020. This is about a year and a half later. My boy wanted a sleeve but didn't know where to start. So I'm documenting my tattoo process. I'm explaining what my client wanted, and then I'm showing a final result. It's not rocket science, guys. That's what I was doing throughout that whole time. Now I'm making my dreams come true. Also sharing inspirational content, developing a relationship with people, but this time I'm only doing B-roll. 49,000 likes, 160,000 likes, 250,000 views, 2.4 million views. I started to grow my page, and I was consistent throughout this first whole 2 years. Very consistent. I was very hungry. I needed to make something happen. I posted every day, and I started making $1,000 a day, but I knew I could do more. During this time, within the first couple years, I started making $1,000 a day, and I knew I could do more. I kept noticing during this time that I would post a lot and then get a lot of bookings, and then I would slow back down. So I would post, like I said, then I'd fall off, and I'd try to pick it back up, and keep going. I regret doing this because I did it for months on end, and I was comfortable with the money that was coming in. I was surprised I was even making what I was making 20, 30K a month. So I was very happy with that number, and I was just smoking a lot of weed at the time, and what's crazy about this is that I didn't have huge dreams and aspirations. Like, this to me was insane. Like, I was living the dream already, but then I got into this mindset where I was like, I can do more. And I knew I could do more. So I started to double down on things. So why people trust and buy, right? I kept raising my prices. I went from 400 a day. Now I'm charging $4,000 a day. Think about that. That's literally charging prices that are higher than 90% of the industry, 95% of the industry. And I've only been in the industry for a few years. I've only been tattooing for a few years at this time. So I'm making $1,000 a day, right? And I've skyrocketed past people who I was working in the same shop as that had been tattooing for 10 years plus, right? They just couldn't believe it. So why people were trusting me and buying from me when I had less experience and I was charging a higher rate? Consistency compounds. When I walk down the street, people go, yo, it's the tattoo guy. So when they think of tattoos and they have seen me in my marketing, my tattoos are online for years, I'm the first person they think of, right? I posted content day after day after day for years and years and years. People literally walk down the street in Miami and they're like, yo, you're the tattoo guy, you're the tattoo guy. That's what people know me as. So who do you think the first person that pops in their mind when it comes to getting a tattoo? I'm always showing up, always in their face constantly. And anybody who's ever showed interest in tattoos has been recommended my content before. So as I started to make $1,000 a day and go up to $2,000 a day, I then started my own studio and kept progressing with my artwork and nurturing relationships through my socials. Daily posting, talking videos, consistent content, and inspirational content as well. So I started doing talking videos on TikTok, guys. I would literally talk to the camera. Oh, my client wants me to go to their house and do this house call. This client is on house arrest, so I had to go to their house. They couldn't come to the studio. Boom. I just kept going with the content, guys. And I actually, at that time, hired a camera guy so I could be even more efficient with putting out content and capturing more of my day-to-day footage working with clients. This video got 5.1 million views. And all the caption on this video was, my client drove 2,000 miles to get this tattoo from Texas. At this point, after 2 or 3 years of posting every day online, people were driving and traveling hours and hours and hours to get tattooed by me, right? And I was charging $1,000, $2,000 a day. So I started making 40 to 50K a month during this time. This is, as you can see, 2023. So this is about 3 years exactly after I first started, in September, which is, I posted my first video on TikTok in September 2020. So it's 3 years after I started, I was getting millions of views on a consistent basis and just sharing my process of how I did my tattoo work, right? I then started my own studio. I started making real money. I started making 50 to 60K a month off tattoos, and I started helping others do the same. I bet all in on myself. I purchased a supercar. I got my shop, and it gave me all the reasons to go harder. So I took risks, guys. It's been proven year after year. Continued growth, and the people recognize me everywhere I go in all parts of the country, all because I posted those cringy videos. It's true, guys. I go to Jersey, I go to New York, I've been to Rhode Island. People recognize me all over. I know that's just like the Northeast, but I don't travel a lot. But people have recognized me everywhere I go. Minnesota, people have recognized me everywhere I go. So it's really, really cool the impact I've been able to have. I grew to 500,000 followers throughout this time as well. And I opened my tattoo shop. Within the first year of owning my tattoo shop, I realized, hey, I have so much extra footage from like raw clips that I've captured throughout the day of doing the videos I do. I told my camera guy, I started posting them every day, 5 videos a day. Then I had a camera guy come on and I said, pick this up, start doing this. So at the end of every day, I would sit with him. We'd get 5 to 10 videos from that day, just random clips of being in the shop, and we'd post them. Grew the shop page to 130,000 followers organically within 1 year, right? I purchased a supercar, McLaren 720S. I literally have people to this day who tell me, oh, you're the tattoo artist with the orange McLaren. This did a lot for my brand. I don't care what anybody says. No regrets. And it's like one, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to buy a car like this, my rule to all you up and coming entrepreneurs is don't spend more than 10% of your monthly income on a car payment, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. Just keep that in mind, right? That's a good rule of thumb to follow for you guys. I'm not saying go blow your money on a supercar, but if you're making good money and you rely on your brand and social media and you want to inspire people and you are a car guy, I would definitely recommend spending 10% of your monthly income on a nice car, okay? Wait till you see my new cars. Fucking crazy. So I kept growing my studio, right? Posting that raw content, the same clips I was using for my B-roll, my talking videos, all these other videos I was actively making on my profile consistently, right? Between both my tattoo shop and my personal page, I'm averaging 50 to 150 million views per month, which enabled for higher prices, high demand, and widespread notoriety and branding. I can book out multiple artists, right, by myself. I can post 3 times a day, stay consistently booked. I'm booked out right now till next year, February, right? So I don't already know how that many months that is. It's too much. It's too much, too far booked out, right? I'm charging $4,000 a day, so extremely high prices compared to the rest of the industry, right? And I knew that the way I grew my business to 50K a month was documented completely online in front of every single one of you guys. So I knew I had a lot of trust established with clients and people who wanted to do the same. I was constantly getting questions from other artists about how I did what I did. So I was my first social proof, and then I started teaching others that my knowledge and systems were undeniably working for countless others. It wasn't a trend, it was consistency and quality that kept growth and my business excelling. Not going viral off others people's work or dumb skits. I showed off my business in an authentic and real way, and I knew that others could definitely do the same. So I started working with people like Gavin and Gracie, introducing them to my systems. Gracie blew up over 200,000 followers on Instagram in just a couple months. Gavin went from 3K a month to 30K a month, and he only has 3,700 followers, right? So just because Gracie grew to 200,000 followers doesn't mean you need to go viral and grow to 200,000 followers to make money online. With 3,700 followers and a really good quality product or service, Gavin went from 3K a month to 30K a month just by putting himself out there in the correct way. You don't need to have hundreds of thousands of followers to make money online. Remember that, guys. I was making money when I had 0 followers on TikTok just from posting tattoos in my shoes, right? So I didn't have a lot of clout or notoriety then, and I still was bringing business in. If you use the right strategies and you turn all of this knowledge that you've, like for me, all this knowledge I've gained over the past 5 years from growing my brand, I've learned exactly what content businesses should post to attract ideal clients into their business. Whether you're a coach, a real estate agent, a nail tech, a hairstylist, I work with people in all industries. So that puts me to my next point. I started helping people like Gavin and Gracie literally in the beginning of my process of teaching people. This is like a year and a half ago when I started working with both of them. Gracie was longer. I've known Gracie for years. Now she works at my tattoo shop in Florida, right? And she's tremendously successful and well-known in the industry now. It's insane, right? And I knew that someone with the quality that she had and the personality that she had, if she documented it in the right way, could fucking blow up. And she did. She fucking did, quicker than I expected, right? I also started helping people in other fields grow: landscapers, nail techs, fitness coaches. This is Shane. Shane grew 150,000 followers in just a couple months of working together. I taught him how to edit his content, how to put himself out there, how to document everything properly and put it out there for the world to see and create a relationship with those people, and he blew the fuck up. Look, I work with Apology Babe. She's a nail tech. She was already doing well, but I helped her raise her prices, improve her systems, put out content out there that was going to resonate with her ideal client, and she's been absolutely killing it. This is one of my other clients that I had. He's a landscaper. He started his TikTok. Within the first couple months of starting his TikTok, he had multiple videos with 100,000 views, 80,000 views, 20,000 views, and he's definitely signing jobs off of this content because it's bringing him also a lot of other landscapers that follow him for the type of content he puts out, and he'll be able to drop his own program and make really good money whenever he's ready to do so. He's just very busy with his day-to-day inside of running his landscaping company. Now, through helping others scale to 50K a month and doing all of this that I've done, I then in turn started a consulting business where I help other people grow their page, and through that I've been able to, here, I don't know why this isn't loading. I started a consulting business and I started signing clients, helping them one-on-one mentorships. I don't do like cookie cutter content strategy. I do one-on-one mentorships, one-on-one calls with clients. I help them come up with a strategy the same way I did with Gavin and Gracie and all these other clients I've had, right? And I help them promote themselves online. Through that trust and credibility I've established over the years, through growing my personal brand in front of everybody and stuff, I now am doing over 6 figures a month. This is my last month, June 1st to July 1st, 2025. I did 120K, and this is just in my consulting business, guys. This is not including what I made off of tattooing that month, what I did in my other businesses, right? So that is exactly how in the past 5 years, I went from 1K a month to 100K a month. And that's a quick explanation. Obviously, there's a lot more that went on in between that, but it was hard work, guys. All the proof is right here. I'll show you guys every step of what I did, how I did it, where I made my money. And it's not rocket science. It's simple, but it's not easy. It took a lot of sacrifice, a lot of dedication. And I'm only 24 years old, so I have very big dreams for where I'm going to be at in the next 10, 20 years. And I'm excited for all of you guys to see that journey because it will all be documented on my YouTube, on my Instagram, on my TikTok, the same way it's been documented for the past 5 years, right? So thank you guys for watching. And if you guys would like to book a call with my team to see if you'd qualify for my consulting program, my one-on-one consulting program, just go click the link down below. And there's also more resources on my social media, on my YouTube channel here, free videos that can teach you how to build your personal brand, how to start making money online, and where you want to start with that.